it's been a long week.
Yeah.
Long week. And, like, it's really hard for me to want to focus and work when it's raining. Like, I just want to lay somewhere under blankets and watch TV, and that's all it's been doing this week is raining. We've had nonstop rain since Monday morning.
Yeah. And it's several inches of rain. It's not Harvey, like when we got like 60 inches of rain in a couple days. But
it's been crazy.
It's been very nuts. And it was supposed to stop this morning, and it's just thundering away right now.
Yeah, it goes from drizzling to like pouring back to drizzling, and it's just been overcast, and it's just getting monotonous. We need some different weather.
Yeah, and it makes it difficult too because most of my equipment that I use all of my equipment that I use is in the shop. But sometimes, almost all the time, I have almost all of my equipment on wheels so that I can move stuff around. So if I need to, get more space, I can. And when I'm using certain tools, I like to do it outside of the shop because I get the fresh air and the sun and all that stuff. But I can't do a lot of that right now because it's been raining for 3 days. So I have to do it in the shop, which is fine. It just makes things louder because, you've got 4 walls in the ceiling that are keeping the sound in, whereas if I'm outdoors, then the sound's not as bad. So, but yeah, it's been gloomy, it's been overcast, it's been raining, and it's weird too. And this is anyone that's lived in the South will know this. It'll be raining outside, but because it's so hot and humid, like all your windows fog up. Yeah. So we have a huge window that looks out onto our property. It's I don't know, 20 feet by 10 feet or something.
Our dog loves to look out.
And he loves to look out there, but it's all fogged up because it's so humid outside. And it's weird because we have, as you walk out the back part of our property, we have, what is that thing called? Like a patio, basically, and it's covered. But
it's all wet there.
It's all wet because it's not from the rain. It's just because it's so moist and humid outside that the tiles that we have out there just collect moisture because of the humidity. That's not why you're all here. You're not here for a weather report, so I apologize, but that's what we've been doing. And I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was thunder, which kept us both up all night last night because it was thundering from about 8 p.m. through about 4 a.m. So I think I woke up like 18 different times last night because it is loud.
I think I saw Chris in here, so hi Chris, and hi, I'm going to say hi to a few people, Lindsay, Patricia, Tina, Dexter's mom, Robin, Sherry. I won't be able to see all of your names on here. Twyla, Alexandra, hi to everyone. We are very appreciative that you all come spend time with us and chat with us.
Yeah, and I apologize. Like I my only job is to sit here and monitor the chat, and I'm clearly not very good at that. So I apologize. So Tina is in Houston apparently, so she understands how ridiculous it has been. I don't know where in Houston you are, Tina. We're way far west, like Austin County area, but it's been ridiculous here. It's been nonstop raining. I don't understand what's going on.
So I am working on those red and cream Ohio Star blocks again. I worked on them on Sean's channel a few weekends ago. Sean, the guy who sews, he had me on in the morning and we worked on some of our unfinished projects. So I worked on them then, and then I worked on them like 2 or 3 Wednesdays ago. So it's the same blocks. I still have to work on them, one of my unfinished quilts. So I'm working on those. What I did today to try to set up was I removed the table around here, which I'm not used to working on here without the table, so I could have space to trim these hourglass blocks down and have space to work over here and not impede in his space over here as much. But what I did not think about was that I didn't mark any of these blocks, and usually my table has my diagonal seam tape coming out farther, so I'm kind of winging it. So hopefully these come together, or this is going to be a smaller quilt than I planned if they don't work out. I think I'm doing okay.
Dr. Kathy Smith, welcome. She's getting packed for a conference tomorrow.
Ooh, I hope you have a fun time, a good trip.
Yeah. Oh, well, she's going to San Antonio. So, I mean, look, we're not the biggest fans of Texas. We're from the Midwest. We live here for many number of reasons, none of which were our desire to live here. So I apologize to anyone that loves Texas. And we'll be here until our kids graduate high school because they have friends and all that good stuff. But I'm not a huge fan of San Antonio. I've been there multiple times. I've had a trial there. And when Michigan was in our basketball team, the University of Michigan basketball team was in the national championship, I went to the Final Four and to the national championship game, which was in San Antonio. But I've never really been all that impressed.
Do I have a ruler over there? Like a long ruler? I knew I would forget to get something.
You've got.
I'll have to get up and just get it. That'll work.
You can use that.
I knew I'd have to miss something that I needed to gather to do this.
Yeah. Dolores says it's wet and soggy in Mississippi, so it must just be everywhere. I don't watch the news, so I'm sure that the news could tell me where it's raining everywhere, but I just haven't looked. Yeah, Andrea says the thunder was something else.
Yeah, it was. It was like...
Yeah, it was... Oh, Lindsay wants to know, I don't know if you're sharing this, but Lindsay wants to know how many UFOs you finished. Are you just going to do the update at the end of the month?
So, I have a lot. I'll give you a little sneak peek, just to be nice. I'm not going to say how many, but I'm going to show you my stack. And y'all are just going to... You'll be able to see, but I'm going to come in really quick, so be ready. Can you see them all?
You got to come down a little, baby. Yep, now you're good. Very nice.
So there's my sneak peek at that. But yeah, I am going to... Oh, my watch likes to talk to me. But yeah, I'm really excited about how many I have got done so far. I'm gonna do an update each month, hopefully sharing details on them. But I got a lot finished. I'm not going to be able to get that many finished every month because soccer's going to start back. Other things will pick up like they normally do. But it really got me motivated getting so many done. So hopefully I keep up with it.
Yeah. So life's so crazy. Yeah. So we're from Michigan, and so we definitely understand going from, negative temperatures to like a nice day the next day. Although here in Houston, it was like that last week. I think we had a day where it was like, with the wind chill, it was like in the single digits, and then the next day I think it was like 60 degrees.
Yeah.
It was weather's a whole other thing.
You say what you need to say, and then I need to say.
So Dolores, you asked when we will have more of the 6.5-inch rulers. Can you tell me specifically which product you're talking about? Because all this, we have two. So we have a 6.5 trim lock half square triangle, and we have a 6.5 flying geese. But both of those are in stock. So if the website's not showing that, then I need to fix that. But they're both in stock, so just let me know which one you were referring to.
All right, and if you did not see, there is a giveaway again today, and there is a Google form in the description of the video that you can fill out if you want to enter. And
I just need this.
Oh, and then I'll do a. He'll actually do a random number generator drawing to pick a winner. So fill out the Google form what the giveaway is for, because a lot of people... Oh, no.
What'd you break?
I didn't break anything. I'm just making a mess like always. So a lot of people, when I posted the unfinished quilts video, were astonished at the amount I have. But so many people offered to... finish them, or I could send them to them so they can work on them, all this stuff. And so I couldn't really figure out a fair way to divide them up, the ones that I don't plan to finish and things like that. So what I did was I put some boxes together. Some I'm going to post for sale probably for next week's live, but I am going to give one away today. So I'll show, well, let me know. Do you want me to show you what's in it, or do you just want to be surprised if you, I guess it's probably going to be split. So what it is a couple different projects. I think I picked out 3 projects. One is blocks that are completed and just need to be brought together. 2 are finished, no, 3 are finished tops that just need to be quilted. And then there's some notions in here. So that is what the giveaway is. If a lot of people seem to want to know, I can show what the exact stuff is, but...
What's a giveaway? Let's just make it...
make it that?
Yeah. They get a general idea, but they're getting it, so... Okay, let me try and get... So Alexandria wants to know what to make to wear for her 50th birthday tomorrow. So congratulations, Alexandria, and happy early birthday. I don't know where you live, but I would make a beanie because I love beanies and I used to make them. I don't know how easily you can do that in an evening.
How fast can you...
Well, I used to be able to make one in a day.
Well, I just mean something in general to wear, like... Yeah, I think a beanie's a good idea, or a nice scarf.
Oh, I love scarves. I used to make those all the time, too. So maybe that. That's a good idea. I like that.
So the Google form should be in the description of the video to enter.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch up on the...
Alright, so I have all the half square triangles trimmed, so now I need to...
Sherry would like you to hold up the block again, because she's wondering if there's an extra square in it.
So there is, it's not a traditional, I think, Ohio star. There's like an extra square here. I don't know if I'm holding it up good. We could put it there. I don't think I have it. Well, it's good enough. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera so you can see it a little bit better.
Yep.
We have another camera set up today because you have some stuff to show too at some point.
So there's an extra square. I'm pointing at it here. There's an extra square here on each of the corners that I think is really cool.
Yeah, I think it just adds a little bit something extra to the block.
So I'm going to go back to the regular camera so everyone can see now. Let's see.
So I have to know if any of you started watching that game show, The Floor, after we talked about it the other day. I know Chris started watching it, and I just love that game show. And our kids actually like it too, so it's fun that we all actually like watching the same thing. It's very rare.
Our daughter just entered the chat.
Hi, daughter.
She's probably gone now, but...
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
I don't even see her comment showing up.
That's because it's way up. I'm so far behind. So
she's mad that we didn't acknowledge her.
Yeah. The ones with the handle. Okay, so Dolores, if you're talking about the trim locks, I checked. They show in stock on our end. So if for some reason... maybe you have to refresh your web browser, but I went to our website and it shows they're in stock. So if you're not seeing that, please let me know and I can send you an invoice directly. That way you don't, you still have to pay on the website, but I can send you an invoice if for some reason it's not letting you order it.
Sylvia, just fill it. We usually do the drawing by the
usually closer to 8 o'clock.
Yeah. You might, or that one camera is about to die, so you may want to show those soon.
Okay, I will. So Life's So Crazy said that your video encouraged her to go through her UFOs, and she has quilted and bound 3 quilts so far.
Oh, awesome.
Although now she's unpicking some ruler quilting from a quilt she didn't like for a couple days now, so...
See, one of my unfinished quilts is one like that I started quilting and it got all messed up and I'm dreading picking it out. So that's one that I just need to get in the right space where I want to rip all those stitches out.
Yeah, it's... Okay, now I gotta go back and figure out where I was.
You still trying?
Yeah, I'm so far behind.
Oh, I love The Price is Right to Dexter's Mom. Oh my goodness. I think it's still pretty good with Drew Carey. Bob Barker was my favorite, but host for that. But I think Drew Carey actually does a good job. I don't actually know if he's still the one. Do you know if he's still the one that's doing?
I think so,
haven't watched
but I don't
it in a while because in the morning I'm usually really busy. But I do like that show.
Amy, so I am a knitter, or I used to be. I haven't done it in a while now because everything I knitted was like warm winter clothes, the hat, socks, scarves. But we live in Texas now, so there's literally no need for any of that.
I taught him when he was in law school because
she did. I needed some sort of outlet during law school because law school sucks, and knitting was a very relaxing thing to do, and I love it. And I would do it more often if A, I had the time, and B, I had the need. But, I would be happy to make knitted stuff for people and give it away. But again, like none of the shelters in Houston need, beanies.
They probably do, actually. Because there's probably a lot of people who think they don't. But like this time of year when it does get really cold, they probably really do need them.
Yeah, maybe. It's not. I don't have the time, unfortunately, but. So I'm going here. Jesus, I'm so far behind.
Don't forget to show those before that camera dies, because well, I guess it's not really that low.
No, and you answered
this angle. It looks like it's on its last leg.
You answered Sylvia's question, right, about when the form needs to be filled out.
Yeah, at least by the last 10 minutes or so before 8, I would say. Because we usually try to stay on here only for about an hour.
Got it. So, Luane, when you say you watched 5 minutes and switched the channel, are you talking about the show The Floor or talking about something else? Because I really liked The Floor. I thought it was an interesting take on trivia.
I do think the first episode I can get, because it took a while for it to really...
slow.
Yeah, it took a while for it to kind of really get started where you get what's going on with the show, because they were showing all the different topics and that stuff, but I thought once it got going, it was really good.
Let's see. Yeah, and someone said, Vicky said that Drew still is the host.
Okay, I thought that's what I, because I see it come on every now and then when we're on, because I think they must have, on-demand episodes too.
Yes.
But I thought I still saw him as the host.
Jody asks if those are 4-inch squares. Those are what, like 8-inch?
Which ones?
These right here. No, they're 9-inch squares. I don't know. These blocks. I'm assuming that's what she's asking about. Or if she's asking if these
know the finished size. I don't know. The squares that I'm starting with, I can tell you, they are 4.5 inch. So they're 4.5 inch, and then they get trimmed down to 3.5 inch, and that's supposed to go on that side. That's my problem. And so they're half square triangles now, and then I'm making them into quarter square triangles or hourglass blocks, however you want to call them. What I do is I usually line up the seam. Chris actually has a really good video up. I think it was her most recent video where she shows how to make hourglass blocks. It is really detailed with it to get them lined up good. But I like to line up the seams, and then I usually always fold over one side just to make sure I have it lined up right, because you don't want to accidentally put the same fabric together, right sides together, because then you'll not get the block you're wanting. So I always do a little peek and make sure that I have everything lined up properly. But if you haven't watched Chris's video, definitely watch it. The fabric she uses is beautiful, and she has some great tips for the hourglass blocks.
So Liz, she does use her industrial Juki. I think she uses it mostly for bag making and leather work. I haven't
in a while. I need to, but
you don't ever use it for quilting though, do you?
No, this one, so they do have an industrial that you can use for both, like heavier fabric and lighter fabric. This one is so heavy duty, and the only needles you can put it in are larger ones that are for like leather or really thick materials like that. So if I try to put, and I tried because I wanted to see, it just sucks the fabric up because it just goes so fast and it does not work well. I tried, but at least for quilting too, but it's not a good idea.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, if you want to, Chris, put a link to your video. I'm not savvy enough to figure out how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, you have the little wrench. That means you can add links. So you can add a link to your channel, your video, and definitely share it. Because it was really good.
What is the name of this block? I forgot.
The Ohio Star.
Is that what it is?
On there, it calls it something else.
Because on
here, it calls it a star and square pattern.
I see that.
It comes with the Deb Tucker ruler. The pattern did.
Yeah.
I did how long ago? I did a video sharing how to use that trimmer and showed making these blocks, but I honestly don't know how far back it was or what the video is called because that's who I am. Sorry. I guess I have something that blocks Ian from being able to say "but" in the comments. I don't know if you know how to.
I want to.
You want to undo it, but I don't know.
Oh, Ian, ask your question again. I hit to okay it, but apparently I deleted it instead, so that's my bad. But apparently the word "but" is triggered somehow, which makes no sense.
Oh, hey, Christina. I just saw you come in. Hi, Amy, Donnell, Sylvia. I know there's someone. Hi to Ian, too. I know I'm missing a lot of you. I apologize. I appreciate all of you being here.
Because our second camera we forgot to charge it, I'm going to... show something on it real quick so that I can get it done before the battery dies. Hey, so somehow butt is disallowed, but booty is not. I don't understand.
Because it's pirate booty.
I like pirate's booty. Okay, so we've talked about this for quite a while, and I know Becca has one because she was the impetus for this, but I finally was able to get wood and got around to making a larger tray. So this is what they look like. And, oh, there you go. Thank you, baby. So this is the Purple Heart one, but as you can see, it's got 2 trays and 3 slots for tools, and I'll show you the back real quick. These are magnets. They're epoxied in there, so they won't come out. But they're 100-pound magnet. They don't weigh 100 pounds, but they have 100 pounds of pull. So pretty much anything you put in here is going to stay if you want it to. I put a pin in there, but you can barely see it. And I'm trying to take it out, and it keeps just going back. There we go. So that is Purple Heart. This is Cherry.
I think I just ran out of thread.
We're playing Bobbin Chicken again?
Every single time on the live lately.
This is Zebra Wood.
I didn't even fill up any extra thread either.
Oops. Sorry, I'm really bad at the camera stuff. But it's really pretty, and it's called Zebra Wood because it has stripes, as you can see. And this is the Maple. So these are all in the online store. If you go to the online store homepage and click on Trays, I think is where it is, or New Items, it'll be in there. And they are available for sale. But I know that several people have asked about these, and now they are available. So, there you go.
Sorry, I'm filling a bobbin, and it's really loud and obnoxious, but I'm unprepared. So, usually I fill some up, but apparently I decided not to do my job today. Oh, they look so good on that camera.
Yeah, I know. So, let's see. Yes, Ian, I have wood. I have lots of wood, as you know. Because we've talked about it before.
That's weird.
Guys talk about wood. I don't know what to tell you.
Christina asks, Keith wants to know if you have a CNC machine.
I do. I have 2 CNC machines, actually. So So that is really loud. Like how much bobbin?
She probably didn't even hear the answer. Everyone's plugging their ears.
Yeah, so to the person who asked, yes, I have 2 CNC machines.
Who's Christina?
Oh, okay, Christina. I have 2 CNC machines. One is much larger than the other, so I use them for different purposes, but they're both great, and I love them both. Yes, Luane, you could use these trays for cigars and matches. That's something that would definitely work if you didn't want to use it for quilting stuff.
But you quilt.
I'm just saying, he brought it up. I'm just saying he's right. Oh, there's Christina. I see that.
I'm doing your job for you and my job. Good grief. Why are you up here?
So I may have misspoken. If I said that there's a maple tray, I misspoke. There's walnut, which is the dark. This is probably the one I said was maple because
we're tired.
I'm tired,
be honest.
and this would be the only one I messed up. So this is actually walnut, not maple. If I said maple, I apologize. So there's walnut, zebra wood, cherry, and purple heart. So
as of now,
yeah. So what I have found is, so we'll probably always have walnut, cherry, and purple heart because they're very easy woods for me to get, and they're relatively inexpensive. Zebra wood is expensive as hell, but I love it because it's pretty. So there'll always be walnut, cherry, and purple heart. And then I'll try to cycle in other woods. Like I love zebra wood. Windy is another great wood that I love, and it's just hard to get a hold of. So, and I have maple too. I don't have any maple that I can make into this because I use maple for other purposes, but they will be. I do need to order some maple for this though, because I'd like to make some maple trays. But that's just me talking. Let's see. So Julie, I don't know the answer. It's I would love to do it. It's just finding the time to do it. So, if you email us at info@sobeitquilts.com and ask me your question, then I can address it then and figure out what makes the most sense. So, Constance, I am in the process of trying to fabricate a ruler holder that will work for the trim locks, but I just haven't. So, I'm working on a ruler holder that'll hold the trim locks, and I'm also working on a ruler holder that'll hold your standard quilting rulers. And I don't know when those will be available because I have to design them, then I have to prototype them, and I may have said this before, but I made my wife a ruler holder for regular rulers and realized that after I made that, not all rulers are the same thickness, so...
Yeah, he only measured one of mine, and I didn't think about that they might be either, because to me, by the eye, they all look the same, but...
And so the one that I made for her only works on thinner rulers, so I'm trying to make sure I can get a size that fits all rulers, but fits them snugly, so that it's not... You don't put a thin ruler in there and it flops around, like no one wants that. So, at some point, those will be available. I make no promises as to when... So, yeah, that's that. Oh, hello, Roxanne. I'm so far behind in the chat, so if you're still here, happy birthday. If not, then hopefully you'll see this, but happy birthday, Roxanne. Let's see.
I'm going to bound to sew one of these wrong. I just know it. So if you came in late, there is a giveaway. There's a Google form in the description of the video to fill out. It just makes it easier for us when we do a random drawing because we have the address where we can just ship it off and make sure we get it to the right person and don't have to wait for an email with the address and all that. So if you want to enter, it is for I'm going to break something. It's a box of surprise stuff. I think it's good stuff. But people have been asking, what is a CNC? I don't know how to explain it. It cuts stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, so CNC literally means computer numerical control. And they're essentially large machines that you write programs for, and then they go and make them. So, for instance, I'm going to go back here.
What did I do to
So you can see this tray, and you... what happened now?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. So a CNC, this is the tray, and I can try and show it here. Actually, here, this may work. You can see that there are ridges and such cut into it. This started as a blank piece of wood. And what I did is I created a computer program that told it, you know, how deep to make these cuts, where to make them, all of that fun stuff. When I finalized that program, I then ran a test program on a scrap piece of wood to make sure it worked. But the machine will, once it inputs the program I write, it'll go in there and it will automatically make this without me having to do anything else. I write the program and then the machine takes over.
Well, that's not true. You do a lot more because you sand it and
sure, right.
So.
Yeah, I have to sand it to make it look pretty and put in the epoxy for the magnets and, you know, put a logo on it and all that other stuff. But that's what a CNC is. Yeah, it's a machinist's tool. They're really cool. I love mine, or both of them. So that's basically what it is. Hi, Rita. Welcome to the show. We try our best to be enjoyable. It doesn't always work, but we do our best.
You didn't put it back.
Oh,
see? Look at out of blank.
Oh, you put it back. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, Ian, no, I'm not going to QuiltCon this year. I really wanted to, but it just didn't work out.
So M. Ott wants to know how old everyone's oldest UFO. She's got a 26-year-old UFO. What's your oldest? Couple of years, right? 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, mine are, I think, because I honestly had to take a long, not long, but I took kind of a break between when I was a teen and started quilting. I didn't really make a lot when the kids were younger. So I think my oldest, probably 5 years. I mean, I guess if you really counted back, I have jeans that are cut to 6-inch squares from when we lived in Michigan, because I was going to make another jean quilt, because I finally finished that one there.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's right.
So I guess that's probably 10 years. Yeah. So that's probably about what... I mean, if I counted I guess I probably should. I mean, there's still one, so...
So, Alexander says you can put bobbins in the 3 sections in the middle. That's actually really smart.
Ooh, do they fit?
They should. I don't know why they wouldn't. Let's find out. We're finding out right now.
Yeah, I guess they... I mean, they don't fit all the way down, but they'll stay there.
They don't need to. That's
yeah.
Yeah, see? There. I'll show you. Julie, I believe you asked which wood is this. This is walnut. But yeah, you can put the bobbins in here and they stay and you just move them around. That's actually smart. Or, yeah, these are definitely made of actual metal, reactive. So they sit in here with the magnet. You see I'm trying to push it and it's wanting to come back. So I got it out. But that is also something. Hadn't thought about that. Let's see. So Pamela, one of my CNCs is capable of running metal through it, and one of them is only capable of doing woods and acrylics, and you can run aluminum through the other one. So one of them can handle heavy duty metal. The other one can do aluminum, but I wouldn't do it just because it's not really meant for that. I can handle it, but it's not really meant for it. So, let's see. Lorraine, I have used oak in the past. It was actually like one of the first woods that I learned how to work with, white oak at least. So when I first started working, I started with pine and then I moved into oak. I don't use a lot of it now only because oak tends to have an open grain pattern. And so most of the stuff that we make, I mean, for a tray it would be fine, but for a clapper, as an example, it's the open pore grain. It wouldn't be great for using with anything that is going to have a lot of heat because it can soak up in there and essentially expand the wood in ways that you wouldn't want. So... And for whatever reason in Texas, oak is not very easy to find. There are places that have it, but they don't typically have a lot. There's a lot of pecan trees in Texas, and so pecan wood is very easy to find. And, maple and walnut, so your sort of mainstays. But oak is not the easiest to find around here, so I don't use it all that often.
We try to source a lot of the stuff we use, from smaller shops too, so...
Yeah, I mean, I know like Home Depot and Lowe's, they have oak, but I don't. I get all of my wood from one of two places. One's here in Texas, and it's a family-run shop, and the other one is in Wisconsin, and they're also a family-run shop. So everything that we buy comes from a small business based in America, and we do our best to maintain those relationships because we prefer to give money to family-run businesses and smaller businesses as opposed to large ones. Now, that's not a political statement. It's not an indictment of anyone else because, we shop at Walmart because it's, one of only two places to shop where we live. So it's not that. It's just we understand how difficult it is to be a small business owner, and so we prefer to do business with other small business owners because, I don't know, it's sort of like a weird clique that you become a part of, and it's nice to contribute back. So... So Brenda, the line quilting ruler is called the Straight Line Quiltlock, and it is in the store. I can give you a link to it, but it's definitely there, and it should be in stock.
It's under new items.
It's under new items.
I don't think it has its own category, so
yeah,
the only place you can find it is under new items.
I can shoot you a link real quick, Brenda, for that. And again, we're not the best business people or marketers, if you will. I mean, look, everything we make is quality, but it's just the business part of it is... Look, I'm an attorney and an engineer and a mathematician. My wife is a quilter and a cook and a mother and everything else you can possibly put on there. Running a business was never really something that we thought we would find ourselves doing, so... We do our best, and part of that is just not knowing how to put stuff on a website. So with Debbie, the Google form is in the description for this video. So if you go to the description, you should be able to find it there.
So the pen that I am using, I will let you know. Now, I do have a video coming out that's kind of going to give more info on it. So I use the Easy Press pen a lot, which I love. But because I do so much quilting and I hate to spend money on stuff that I don't think I always need to spend money on, I got this Clover pen a while ago, I think in a subscription box that I never used, and it's basically the same concept sort of as the Easy Press pen. It has the little thing on the bottom of it and you can fill it up with liquid. So I've just been filling it up with liquid starch from Walmart and doing a half and half mixture of that and water, and it works just as well as the Easy Press pen and is a lot cheaper. So that's all it is. I don't think I can put a link to it
in
here right now. But I can add one to the comments later.
Okay.
When we wrap up. So if you come back to the video and look, I'll put a link to this pen and I'll put a link to the liquid starch that I use. And it's a lot more cost effective. The only difference that I have noticed is that this liquid starch, you kind of want it to be almost pretty dry before you press it. So that's why I have them all laying out. Because with the Easy Press pen, you can press it after, I think they say 10 seconds, and it won't leave a residue behind. This one, if it's still really wet, you'll kind of see a residue there, but I think it washes away. So I wouldn't worry about it, but it kind of, like, it doesn't look nice while you're working. So I just lay them all out, put the starch on, and let it dry a bit. And it works fine. So,
and again, I apologize, I'm catching up on comments. So Rita, it's great that you're new to quilting. There are so many good creators out there that have wonderful sort of how-to videos. My wife has a bunch. Chris, So the Distance is in here. She has a bunch.
Amy, Ian.
Amy Dement is in here. Ian the off-kilter crafter. Jesus, can't say it all. He has some very good videos. So there are a lot of people that you can learn from, and it's a great community. So I would suggest looking at those, and anyone else that's in here in the chat, go ahead and put your stuff out there because I'm not 100% sure who's in there. But feel free to say, hey, I have a channel too, because we like having new people, and hopefully you can learn a whole bunch and end up enjoying it as much as everyone else does.
Yes, Chris, you can put a link, thank you, to the pen.
Oh, perfect. Siberian Wind. I saw an email come through. I haven't looked at it, so I will take a look at those dimensions, and I will get back with you once I get a chance to take a look at them. Babe, we haven't even gotten to our questions yet. I feel like a clown. Okay, so for those of you that are new, every live we have 3 topics that we discuss. So the first one that we have on here for tonight is, what TV family would you want to go live with? Now, I'm a bit hamstrung on this one because I'd never really watched TV as a kid. I was always doing something outdoors because that's what kids my age used to do, unlike kids today. So the only real TV family I could think of was Tim the Toolman Taylor's family from Home Improvement. So that's who I would choose, but that's only one. I like Tim Allen, so I think he'd be a cool dad. But that's the only TV family I can actually even think of because I didn't watch TV. What about you, babe?
So my first go-to was Roseanne, just because when I was growing up, I just thought that she was hilarious. But probably I would have stuck out in a sore thumb in that family because I was very kind of nerdy in school and stuff growing up. So I don't know. I probably would have fit in better with like Full House or something.
Yeah. So.
And somebody asked, I think, what the starch that I use does. So most of the time I do starch my fabric before I sew, but I don't always take the time to do it. So what this does when I put it right on the seam, this one's getting pretty dry. So I'll show how flat it gets this way. So when I have a lot of seams coming together like this and on smaller blocks, it just gets the block really, really, really ultra flat where all the seams are. And it just makes it a lot easier to sew everything together. So you might not be able to tell how flat it is, but it just gets it really flat. This one I haven't starched, so I'll do this one with just pressing it. And then hopefully on that camera you can kind of see the difference on how flat they are. Maybe. I don't know. I think it just gets a lot flatter, so it's easier to trim them. It's easier to sew them later. And for me, it's worth the extra step.
So, Julie, I will put a link in the chat for the trays so that you can see them. they're all listed in one, so you just choose which wood, and you can click on the wood, and it'll show you a picture of them so you know it's the right one. So Sewing with Luann, I know who the Clampets are, so that is hilarious. I don't know who the Waltons are, which is what Lorraine said. Who are the Waltons?
I don't...
I think of Sam Walton from Walmart, but I don't think that's what she means.
No, it's... I know the show, I just can't... I can't think of how to describe it to you.
Okay.
But...
so the Baxters from Last Man Standing. That was the other one, Melissa, that I thought of, because I'm like I said, I'm a big Tim Allen fan because I'm from Michigan.
Because he does all the pure Michigan.
Yeah. So I was thinking that I just couldn't remember the name of the Baxters, which is, but no, that show's hilarious. Or was. I think it's off the air now. The Jetsons. That's awesome.
A good answer. I like that.
Another for the Waltons, so I need to figure out who the Waltons are. The Cunninghams. Again, no idea who that is.
This wasn't a great question for me to choose for you because you're not really a big...
Beverly Hillbillies, so that's the Clampets.
A big TV show fan.
The Little House. I've seen a couple Little House on the Prairie, so I'm surprised you didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it, but yeah, I love those books and the show.
Julie Chow says she'd want to be with SWAT because she loves some Shamar Moore. You like him too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Brady Bunch is a good one. That one's a fun show.
So Susan Gabriel wants to know which pattern you use to make my Michigan quilt.
Oh, it is... it's slice of pie, laying tracks, railway tracks. I'll have to look it up. Give me a second. Okay. I'll look it up. I can never remember what exactly it is. I know it's from Slice of Pie Quilts.
Yeah, I remember because you were showing me patterns, and I was like, pie's pie. As a mathematician, pi is like my favorite number, and so Slice of Pie cracked me up. We got Flintstones. I like that one. The Jetsons again. The Munsters. I was thinking about the Munsters, and I was like, well, I don't know that I want to be a monster.
Yeah, it's laying tracks. Here, I'll put a link to it.
Addams Family, Jetsons, Punky Brewster's Family. That's a good one. No, Chris, I don't know who John Boy is, so that doesn't help much.
That didn't work. That was horrible.
Mork and Mindy.
It didn't even put the whole link. It's amazing I can edit videos and post them. There, I think... No, that's not going to work either. Well, because the link is so long that it won't let me put it in the comments because it's so long.
That's weird. I can probably find it if you... Can you just email it to me and then I can put it in the chat? Cunningham's were Happy Days. Okay. I think I've heard of Happy Days, but I've never seen it. The Ingalls. Ingalls. That's Laura Ingalls Wilde. So that's Little House on the Prairie.
Let me see that one. Let me know if this one works. Hopefully that works. I don't know.
The Partridge Family. Okay, something came through. I'm clicking on it to see if it works. Yep, it did.
Okay, good. Okay. I figured it out. It's a miracle. I'm not even... I usually have to ask one of my kids or him to Google something for me because I am useless on the web.
Yeah. Phineas and Ferb. I don't know who Phineas and Ferb are other than I know it's a cartoon. I hadn't even thought of cartoons. Like the Jetsons would be cool, but only because I want to live in that time period. That'd be really fun.
All right, so if you have not entered the giveaway, be sure to do that if you're wanting to.
Married with Children's a good one. I like Ed O'Neill, I think his name is. He's the guy. He's the dad.
I'm really bad at that. That was a funny show too, though.
Yeah. I saw a handful of episodes because, like I said, I didn't watch a lot of TV, but I do remember liking that one. There we go. Okay, so Julie, I am. That's a link to the tray, so you can click that link and then choose which one you want if you wanted to buy one. Oh, and then Julie just says she doesn't know how to use the link, so that's not very helpful. So Julie Chow, if for whatever reason you can't use the links, email me at info@sobeitquilts.com. Let me know what you want to order, and then I can email you an invoice for whatever it is you want, and we can do it that way. Make it a little bit easier. Did I watch She-Ra or the Transformers? No, I have never watched either of those. The Huxtables. So the Huxtables sounds familiar, but again, I don't know what that's.
Is that the Cosby Show?
I don't know. I assume the Cosby was the Cosbys, but maybe not.
Maybe. I don't know. It is familiar, so maybe it was the other one with Steve Urkel. I can't. Family Matters, maybe?
Sure. That sounds good to me.
I always get those two confused. I watched both of them, though, so I don't know why it confuses me.
I don't know. You're easily confused, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm horrible with names, so...
Okay, so question number 2, and Alf. So I did watch I Love Lucy. I watched I Love Lucy, and there was another one at Nick at Night. Get Smart. Those were 2 of my favorite shows. This one's a little bit more fun because this is one I can actually participate in and understand a little bit. So if you could have your dream dinner and you could have any 3 guests in the world, who would be the 3 guests at your dinner? For me, it would be Da Vinci, because I just want to pick his brain about his process for developing his designs. I would go with Teddy Roosevelt, because anybody who gets shot during a speech and then continues to make their speech for another 2 hours and doesn't blink, allegedly, like I wasn't there, but many historians have said that's what happened. That's pretty awesome because I've been shot and it's not something I would have continued to give a speech for if I were doing one. I think I shriveled up and bled a whole bunch, so that was not fun. So I would do Teddy Roosevelt, I would do Da Vinci, and my third one's probably like Guy Fieri, because one, you're probably going to make good food. I
so
make
he
him.
has to come to your dinner party and cook?
But he just seems like a really happy-go-lucky kind of... He just seems like he'd be fun. So I think that'd be my... So Guy Fieri, Da Vinci, and Teddy Roosevelt, I think would be the ones I'd go with. So Marianne wants to take us to a dark place and says she wants her mom, dad, and grandma back. I get it, Marianne.
I do get it, yeah.
But someone else come with something happy.
I would like to... So Mary Higgins Clark would be mine, because I would love to write a novel someday, and kind of like in the same realm as you with picking Da Vinci's brain. I would love to just talk to her about her process and stuff. She's one of my favorite authors. It's another dark place because she passed away. So I think a year or 2 ago. But I mean, it's selfish, but I was so bummed because she started this new series, and she didn't really used to do series, but it was Under Suspicion, and they were my absolute favorite of her novels. So I would have liked to see the main characters develop more. So yeah, that's one. And I guess along the same lines, mine would all be art related, because I would love, like, Monet would be cool to talk to. And then I think I was telling you last night when we were putting the questions in, like, I think it's Lala Boutique.
Oh.
Like, talk to her about her, like, how she comes up with fabric designs and does all that too. Patterns. I would like to learn more on how to do those type of things.
So guess who, Nancy? I was not in... Well, I guess I probably was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but it wasn't like streets. I was in the Marines for 5 years, so...
Oh, you probably were freaking people out, like, what are we, in a gang neighborhood or something?
No, I was in the Marines, and I served in multiple different countries in multiple different fronts. So it was shit. What time is it? We're in 2023, so it was 19 years ago, 18 years ago. I don't remember how long ago, but it was a while ago. Abe Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, and Kennedy. That is a mix. That would be a table I would love to sit at. just to
Elvis,
see.
Abraham Lincoln, and God would be an interesting one too, like all together.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, Alan Jackson, and Dolly Parton.
Tom Cruise, Alan Jackson, and Dolly Parton. That'd be so. Tom Cruise probably everything I see about the guy just screams interesting. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but
He's such a good actor.
he
though.
is. But there's
However
so much
you
going
feel
on
about
there.
him, he's such a good actor, but he some of the interviews I've watched, I just don't know if he's very passionate or if he's just wild.
I don't know.
Either way, it could be fun though.
So Brad Pitt, Nicolas Cage, and George Clooney, because Siberian Wind wants to watch them interact. I don't know anything about celebrities, but I do know that I like the Ocean's 11, 12, and 13 movies. And they both have Brad Pitt, or all three of them have Brad Pitt and George Clooney. And they seem to get along very well on screen, so I imagine they'd be fun off screen. Nick Cage is just another one where it's like, that guy just has interesting written all over him. I think he's been married and divorced 6 times. Now he's like 65 and he's married to like a 12-year-old, which is problematic for many reasons. But Johnny Cash, Hank Williams Jr., and Clark Gable, that's a very attractive table. Jesus Christ, Kelly Clarkson, and E.A. Poe. That's
I love the combinations because I feel like it would just be so interesting.
I know. Let's see. Tom Cruise. Okay, we already got that one.
I love Dean Koontz.
Sam Elliott, Tom Selleck, and Donald Trump. So Sam Elliott has like one of the greatest voices of all time.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck is look. I've got a man crush on Tom Selleck. I'm not afraid to admit it. He's a gorgeous man, and he has a delicious mustache. Mine will never get that.
I don't think you should call it delicious.
Well, it looks amazing. I've grown mine out like that, but she hates it, so I can't have a long mustache because she won't kiss me.
That's like too personal.
Yeah. Well, and whether, look, I don't want to ever get political, but whether you love or hate Donald Trump, I think it would be a very interesting conversation because God knows where that's going to go. It's just like all over. It's like how about like Donald Trump, Tom Cruise, and Nick Cage? That would just be, I don't even know if anyone would survive that dinner. Let's see. Where are we at here?
I don't know. I'm trying to read them all because
I know.
So someone did say that that Mary Higgins Clark's daughter writes also. I have read some of her books and I agree with you. Some of them, I mean, they're not as good as her mother's, but they are pretty good. They're still a fun read.
So Roxanne has Jelly Roll. He's like a sort of country-ish musician. Albert Einstein, and I don't know our maker. I'm not sure I don't know who that is, but Jelly Roll and Albert Einstein are an interesting combination. We got a couple people going crazy, going Thor and Loki or Aquaman. Like if we can do that, I'd throw in Batman in mine. Just to see if you could throw me.
Which one would come though? Which Batman?
I'd rather have Bruce Wayne and be like, dude, just throw me $1 billion. Like you've got enough. Just give me some. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Ben Franklin's a good one.
So who was everyone's favorite Batman?
Oh, it's Michael Keaton. There is no question. And anyone else that says anything else is wrong. I could maybe go with Christian Bale because I really liked his Batman depictions, but Michael Keaton's the original.
So someone asked too whether I have thought about designing fabric. I would absolutely love to. I am not the best at complimenting myself, but in the past I used to paint and I absolutely loved it. And I think I was pretty
decent. And you're very
decent.
good at painting.
So I would love to at some point. I just honestly have no idea on where to start. That's why I need to have, like Lala Boutique come to my dinner table and pick her brain on how you even get started with that. Julia Roberts.
Hi,
Tiffany. One of my favorite actresses.
Tiffany's here. Julia Roberts.
Oh, hi, Tiffany.
Too. Lincoln, MLK, I assume MLK Jr. and Eleanor Roosevelt.
Amy said it's Michael Keaton too.
Yes, Amy, you and I are friends. We're good friends. Especially because I believe you said last week or the week before that Michigan is your new favorite team. So we lost our coach, but that's okay. I'm happy. Hopefully we're going to promote more our offensive coordinator, but we'll see. So Margaret says Jesus, Tesla, and Da Vinci. I had Tesla on one of my, he's on my short list, just because he was such an interesting character. Yes, Ian, I said delicious mustache. Do with it what you will, but no one can dispute Tom Selleck and his mustache. End of story.
That was such an... I'm going to question everything now. I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Julia Roberts, Lady Di, and Mom. Okay.
All right, so we'll give 5 more minutes if anybody wants to enter the giveaway. So it's just a box of goodies from my quilt room. So some of them, I think there are 3 smaller quilt tops that are finished in here. A lot of people mentioned in that video where I showed all the unfinished projects I have that they would like to have some of them, and there is like an open gate quilt project in here that hasn't been completed and some other notions. So a variety of different goodies. I just couldn't think of a good way to, so there was a lot of people in the comments that said that they would take some stuff off my hands. So I just thought it'd be fun and fair to just do a giveaway. And as I keep gathering stuff, maybe we'll have more throughout the year.
So, right before we get to the final question, if you haven't already entered for the giveaway, there's a link in the description for this video. Please do so, because once we get through the final question, we're going to do the drawing for it. And if you haven't entered, then you won't have an opportunity to win. Sherry wants to know if you're trimming to 4 inches.
3.5.
3.5. Okay.
So I started with, what did I say it was on here? So 4.5 inch squares, and then made them into half square triangles, and now into hourglass blocks, and I'm finally trimming them down to 3.5.
Candace, what are you doing? I like you, but you can't be coming into this chat saying Roll Tide. We didn't destroy you guys. We beat you in overtime.
That was a really close game.
It was a really good game, and then we destroyed Washington. But take your elephants elsewhere, Candace. Although I think we have a long road ahead of us now with Harbaugh leaving, so we'll see. Carol says, "Don't you think everyone would just sit at the table and look at their phones?" There are no phones allowed at the dinner table, so that would not happen. At least not here.
That would be so.
Yeah.
What a disappointment if you got these people that you would love to sit and talk to, and they all just had phones out.
Yeah. So fun fact, I have dined with, how many? 1, 2, 3 presidents of the United States of America. So I think that's not something most people can say, but I have dined with 3 of them.
Who was your favorite, most interesting?
So it was Reagan, and then Bush 1 and Bush 2. So Reagan, of course, my wife
was on his phone.
No. So a girl I dated in college, her dad was a Secret Service agent. He was retired, but he was one of Reagan's personal Secret Service agents, and they were still friends. And she lived in Southern California. So I went there for Thanksgiving one year, and her dad was like, "Hey, do you want to meet Reagan?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I do." So I got to dine with him. And then Bush 1... I met as a result of other connections that I had. And then Bush 2, I met as a result of, not met, but got in touch with him as a result of my time in the military. So I met Clinton. I've never dined with him, but I got to meet Clinton because I grew up on the Stanford campus, and his daughter went to Stanford, and my grandmother was a high-level administrator there. So I got to meet Clinton. I just got to meet both Hillary and Bill because they were both there, and Chelsea. I think those are the only presidents I've ever met, though. I've dined with 3 of them, met 4. Okay, so the last question is, what is the weirdest gift you have ever received? And... what's yours, babe?
I want to count.
Oh, you're counting. So, weirdest gift I have ever received. So,
there it goes.
we talked about this last night. I don't remember. So I don't remember receiving any really weird gifts. A company that I used to work for, so I was a consultant for a period of time. And anyone that has ever worked for like an actual large consulting firm, like a national consulting firm, knows that the environment can get a little bit crazy because you're working 80, 90 hours a week, and it's a crazy atmosphere. And so we would play, maybe not tricks, but anytime...
Y'all played a lot of pranks on each other.
We did play a lot of pranks on each other. But anytime someone would close a big deal or would do something like that, we would give a lot of gag gifts. So... I don't remember any of the gag gifts I received, but I do know that one of the gifts I bought for someone else was a bag of candies. They were like sweet tart candies, but they were in the shape of, let's call it a male phallus. And it was called a bag of
that
word that starts with a D. So I bought someone a bag of those as a gag gift, but I don't remember what the weirdest one I've ever gotten. What about you?
Well, maybe we should make it like funniest or weirdest gift you gifted or that you received, because maybe not everybody has received something that was like really weird. So I got all of the blocks ready for the layout. I just didn't get to sew any, so hopefully I'll have time to sew some of those up tomorrow. Mine was kind of similar to yours. So when I was in high school, like a teenage years, for some reason, I got a lot of frogs as gift. Like, not live frogs, but like ceramic frogs, different frogs. I guess maybe I liked them for some reason. I don't really remember anymore because I have a horrible memory. But one of my friends' moms gave me a frog that had male genitalia on it as well. Like, a huge... Yeah. And it had like a cup over the top of it. And I was really embarrassed by it because I was kind of nerdy, so... I had my mom keep it.
So Tiffany got a voodoo doll pin cushion. So that's interesting. Cheryl, I haven't gotten through what everyone has said, but Cheryl's probably going to win because she got a trailer of mushroom dirt. I want to know what the story is there. Like, did someone not like you? Were you trying to grow mushrooms? Whatever it is, that's definitely off the wall.
A pink toilet from a white elephant gift.
Yeah, how did someone gifted you a toilet? Like, that's...
Like, was it it had to be a smaller one, right? Like
I don't know. I mean, that's a big white elephant gift. A mop for my teenage girls so they could mop with it. Laundry detergent, toilet paper, paper towels. Okay. A snake skin from my 4-year-old son. He was very proud. Well, that's a cool, cute gift.
Ian. I know. After I did it, I regretted it, Ian. This whole thing just went sideways.
Yeah. Dr. Kathy Smith, I like her. So her dad went to malls and put air from the malls in the empty vials because she was living overseas and there were no malls there. I think that's really nice. Not hers, but Lily's friend got 3 bathroom scales at her bridal shower. That's kind of I don't know what kind of message her friends were trying to send her, but it's not a nice one. A jar of fresh pickled lamb's tongue. All right. I love meat, but I would not eat that.
Oh my gosh, some of these are great.
Yeah. Let's see.
A snowman made of pine cones. That just doesn't go together, snowman and pine cones.
Someone's husband bought them Philippa's husband bought her a toilet seat for Christmas one year. That's nice. Corn cobs, okay. I still want to know this pink toilet thing and the mushroom dirt. Rita, these the trays that I was showing are just trays that you can put on your sewing machine, and you can put different tools or bobbins or pins, whatever you want. It's just a tray to help make life a little bit easier.
See, Angela, now at the age I am, I would love to be gifted a really good vacuum. But at 16, I would have been very disappointed to be gifted a vacuum.
Twyla, that's awesome. So Twyla gave a Playgirl magazine, but colored clothing on all the models. I can understand why your friend was not happy with you. That's hilarious.
That would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, funny.
Male genitalia stir sticks for cocktail drinks. That's very similar to what I gifted, but mine were treats. So, and it turned into a thing in the office because anytime the person I gave, it was actually Ryan. I gave it to a guy named Ryan. Anytime you, because he would always have different stuff on his desk, like seeds, nuts, whatever, like for treats. And anytime someone was like, "Hey, do you have any candy?" He's like, "Yeah, eat a D. Eat a D," because that's what they were. It was hilarious. So Rita Diaz wants to know if that was a tailor's press you had out earlier. So we call them quilters clappers, Rita, and they're available in our store. You can buy them anywhere. My wife came up with the design of an old school iron, and it has a cast iron handle on it to make it easier to hold.
You may have watched me a few times want to pick it up to add heat to my, because it just I don't know.
Let's see, $20 Kohl's Cash, a Pet Rock. I remember Pet Rocks. Those used to be a big thing. What about Chia Pets? Those were big too back in the day.
Oh yeah.
3-pack of Kleenex for Christmas. That's real nice.
I would actually be fine with that as much as I sneeze.
Ellen Parker got a box of chocolates that had a bite out of some. That's not okay. I would not be happy with that. Okay, so we've come to the point in time where we are going to...
I need to tell you how many entries
so I need to do a
are.
random number generator. Michelle, her son gave his best friend a gallon of ranch dressing. He also gave a 5-gallon bucket of pickles. So I'll say this.
As long as it was good pickles and good ranch.
If there were good pickles, they would get eaten. I love pickles. And depending on the ranch, that could, I'm trying to eat healthier, so I don't do ranch anymore. But, ranch dressing is a delicious condiment. And so if it's a good ranch, that's a good gift. That is absolutely a good gift.
So we have 104 entries for when you find a random number generator.
I just go to randomnumbergenerator.org. Well, I can program my own. Actually, I have programmed on my other computer. I've got a random number generator, but I'm not on that computer. Okay, so I am... sorry. Rita, I'm going to put something in the chat for you so that you have it. I'm going to do a random number generator here to pick who is going to win. And let's go. Let's see what we have. It's counting and it's... Oh, I've got to hit stop. That's right. Okay. Tell me when to stop, Life.
Stop.
Number 81.
Okay, that's going to take me a second, everyone. Oh, wait. No, I think I can type in that number.
Okay. See who number 81 is.
Yeah. Yeah, I can type it in.
Okay.
So, let me make sure they have a U.S. mailing address. Okay, so...
Before we announce who it is, you have 3 minutes from the time that we make the announcement to let us know you're still in the chat. If you're not, we will move on and do it all over again.
So Felicia Ross, and that she did put that as her name on YouTube as well.
Okay, so Felicia Ross, if you are still in the chat, you have 3 minutes to let us know you're still here so that we can confirm that you are, in fact, the winner. So, Kathy Smith, I have to ask, where did you guys live that they didn't have ranch dressing? Because I have lived in, 8 different countries. I think everyone I lived in had ranch dressing in some place. Yeah. You'd have to know where to find it. I don't remember anywhere in Italy that had ranch dressing. It sold it, but you could get it at restaurants. But I'm curious to where you were living. Oh, Felicia's here. That was fast. Awesome. Okay.
Do you have anything to write on so I can... Well, I'll just screenshot this so I can make sure to get it sent to her.
Oh, yeah. All right, Felicia. So we've got your information. Is her email in there?
Yep.
Okay. We'll verify all the information you provide. Our shipping software sometimes has issues with some addresses, so if there is one, we'll email you and get it figured out. But otherwise, we will get it sent out tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. I'm making a mail run tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Much to, hopefully it's done raining, because it was no fun taking mail today in the rain.
Yeah, no, it's been...
it's always fun doing these on Wednesday midweek. It's a good way to unwind for us at the end of a long day, long week. But this one was particularly fun today, I feel like. It
was good. So Rita, we are not going to show everything she won because it's a surprise. But
what I'll do is I will take pictures, and once she gets it, I will share them so that you all know. So I'll take pictures of everything before it goes out, and then when she gets it, I'll post them either on I can post it on Facebook and on the community board here, so you all know what I sent.
Yeah. But it's a box of a bunch of fun stuff. So it's actually kind of heavy box too.
Yeah. Sorry.
We should have thought through this. It's going to cost a lot to send. Why do we do this for free?
Because we're nice.
Yeah. So thanks again. I think my favorite question that we've ever asked is this dinner one because there were so many good answers.
Yeah, it was fun to read all those.
And some of the combos you guys came up with are amazing.
Yeah, it makes me really wish I could see those people sit together, like not as like in a movie or something, just interacting as themselves.
Yeah. So one that someone didn't say, I'd like to have Cain and Abel at the same table and be like, guys, what happened here? Or Pontius Pilate and Jesus, or, something like that. Just to see how that goes. Or like mortal enemies. That would be fun. Yeah. Like Al Gore and Bush too. Like have them at a table and just see how that goes. Because Al Gore's still pissed off and Bush is Bush, so who knows how that goes. That'd be interesting.
You want to get you could put Clinton and Monica at a dinner table together.
Oh, with Hillary. Oh, that'd be a good one.
Oh, that would be bad.
I'd be there for that, though. I would be there for that. So, all right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for stopping by.
Went dark too.
We had a great time. We'll be next week, Wednesday. We'll be back, and
hopefully, I'll have the rest of the boxes ready because I had some that I was going to post for sale, and then, like I said, I'll probably put some more for giveaways throughout the year too.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
So we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.
See, this is like